If you're looking for easy and simple ways to improve your Tesla's range, or any EV for that matter, then look no further. In this video, I'll be going over 3 very simple and easy things you can do today to start seeing improved range results for your Tesla. These tips will not be to drive slower or to drive less spiritedly. Instead, they are simply ways you can get the most out of your range while not compromising the fun factor nor the driving experience of your Tesla. I also have a bonus tip at the end that you certainly do not want to miss, so be sure to stick around and watch the entire video. Let's get straight into it and not beat around the bush. The first and easiest thing you can do to improve your range is to simply have the correct tire pressure for your EV. If you have an underinflated tire, it is less stiff, and its deformation is much higher. This leads to a larger amount of heat dissipation and ultimately higher rolling resistance, which results in poor range efficiency. To simply put it, a lower tire pressure results in higher friction and therefore worse energy efficiency. But this is certainly nothing new. This is still the case in traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. As EVs become more and more popular, mileage-sensitive car owners tend to misdiagnose their EV's reduced driving range as a sign of a faulty battery. For the Model Y Performance, the recommended tire pressure is 42 psi when the tires are cold. Your recommended tire pressure for your vehicle is on the driver's side door sill. Tesla also recently pushed out an over-the-air software update where you can see the recommended tire pressure on your touchscreen. From fuel-based vehicles to EVs, from human-driven cars to self-driving cars, tires serve as a first point of contact between the vehicle and the ground. As EVs see a gradual increase in torque and curb weight, tire manufacturers have in response designed tires specifically for EV use, touting benefits of increased durability and tire grip. Another thing to note about tires is to stick with the tires that come with your Tesla. The tires that were originally equipped with your electric car were very likely developed for the use of that car. So when it comes time for you to get new tires, be sure to order the same ones that came with your car from factory. Obviously, if your car came with summer tires or all-season tires and you need winter tires, be sure to get the right tires accordingly. Now, the tire's characteristics such as noise profile, longevity, grip, and rolling resistance are sometimes optimized to that specific vehicle's traits. Regardless of whether the tire is optimized for the vehicle or not, an EV's tire choice is aimed at pleasing the widest segment of owners possible. So chances are you're a part of that segment. That's not to say that other tires are no good. You just have to do your research if you're looking to optimize the range of your Tesla through the tires. And sticking with the tires that came from the factory are often the best choice. While on the topic of tires, the second thing you can do that relates to this is to consider smaller wheels. An example of wheels that decrease the range are these 21-inch Uber turbine wheels on my Model Y Performance. They are larger, heavier, and have a staggered setup, meaning the front tires are a different size than the rear tires. From a performance aspect, wider and larger tires are generally considered for better handling. This is because more width means a larger contact patch, and thus more grip. But wider tires also increase the car's frontal area, increasing aerodynamic drag, which reduces your overall range. So a way to remedy this is to get smaller wheels for your Tesla. Or if you're purchasing the Model Y long range, stick with the 19-inch Gemini wheels that it comes with. They also have aero wheel covers that improve efficiency quite a bit when compared to the 21-inch Uber turbine wheels. So knowing that weight is the enemy of efficiency and that bigger wheels means a bit more weight, a way to get a measurable boost in your range from your electric car without touching any of the drivetrain components is to simply have smaller wheels. Smaller wheels weigh less and therefore require less energy to get them rolling, which makes them more efficient. It seems like a no-brainer, right? Then why do companies keep fitting larger and larger wheels to their vehicles? It's because people think it looks cool, that's it. Also, another benefit that smaller wheels have is, for example, less power is needed to get the smaller wheel into motion. Therefore, in areas with stop-and-go traffic, it's best to have a smaller wheel setup. The third way to get the most range out of your Tesla is to precondition it when it's plugged in. Extreme temperatures are good for no one, even cars. Whether your vehicle is gas-powered or electric, it's a good idea to have the best practices in mind when the weather hits 3 or negative digits. Preconditioning is exactly what it sounds like. Before you get in the car, while your EV is plugged into its power source, you set the temperature of the interior so that it's pleasantly warm or cold depending on your climate and your preferences. Now this isn't just for your own enjoyment, it's to optimize your range. If the car's interior is too hot or too cold, you'll be using the climate controls more, which means that you'll be using up precious battery resources to avoid getting frostbite in the wintertime in your driver's seat. And that destination down the highway may start looking more remote. The bonus tip I have is to fully utilize and optimize regen braking. Though it is beneficial to precondition in the hot weather, it's in the cold weather that you'd really reap the preconditioning benefits, as heating an EV is much more energy expensive than cooling one. It's really easy to precondition your Tesla. Just simply open the app and turn on the climate controls. Tesla also recommends using the scheduled departure feature as well in the app. The scheduled departure feature lets you set a time you plan to leave the house, for which the car will then prepare accordingly by preconditioning the interior and the battery. To access this, go to your climate control settings and then turn on preconditioning and then select schedule to tell the car what time you want to leave each day. When you're preconditioning, have your Tesla plugged in so that it can draw power from the outlet rather than the battery pack while preconditioning. When it's really cold out, preconditioning will also warm up your Tesla's battery, providing even more efficiency. One of these efficiency benefits is the full use of regen braking. When the battery pack is cold, regen braking simply does not work at its full potential to recharge the battery when you let off the accelerator pedal. Since preconditioning remedies this, you will see even greater efficiency benefits while you're driving because you'll be able to fully take advantage of regen braking and the added efficiency it has. Essentially, it will lower your watt hours per mile consumption. I've made other videos about more in-depth ways to significantly improve your range, and I will link those below in the description for you to check out. But these tips I outlined here today are easier to implement because it is so tempting to drive spiritedly everywhere you go in a Tesla because of the instant torque, acceleration, and performance. These simple tips can easily help you improve your efficiency and your range for your Tesla. Now, another bonus tip I have is to put on the aero wheel covers if your Tesla has them. This applies to the Model 3 and the Model Y that have the aero wheel covers. The aero wheels reduce turbulence and wind resistance, thereby reducing consumption and boosting range. They improve efficiency by anywhere from 2 to 5% to 5 to 7% depending on the conditions. This is actually a sizable gain in the internal combustion engine automotive world. That's about as much of a gain as switching to a continuously variable transmission and more of a gain than adding an engine stop-start system. Although opinions might vary on their looks, the aero wheel covers improve efficiency and range by enough that owners should think twice before ditching them. A thing in general to keep in mind about your range is that the driving range displayed is an estimate of the remaining battery based on an EPA rated consumption. It may not account for your personal driving patterns or external conditions. The displayed range on the touchscreen may actually decrease faster than the actual distance driven. Now, to view your estimated range based on your recent energy consumption, simply open up the Energy app to display the graph. A recent software update pushed out by Tesla has made this graph even more in depth. Tesla has added new insights to be able to understand which factors are affecting your energy consumption, both positively and negatively. The display of energy consumption information is broken down into 5 factors: driving, climate, battery condition, elevation, and everything else. This enables you to make informed decisions during your road trips and to be able to minimize your energy consumption. So there you have it. These are the easiest things you can do and implement into your daily routine for maximizing your range and improving efficiency. Some of these tips may seem pretty straightforward in retrospect, but they do go a long way when implemented properly. Leave a comment down below on various ways you improve your efficiency and maximize your range. Also, if I missed something or you have some tips that work well for you, comment them down below. I'm interested in your feedback and ways you personally maximize your range on your Tesla. And as always, a lot of time and effort goes into creating these videos, so I really appreciate a like and a subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.